It is a very scary thing.
The American dream is too easy. Stolen.
And just those 2 forged signatures were enough to transfer title into his name.
With the swipe of a pen.
If your house or your vacant land is paid off, no mortgage, no lien, that makes it a target.
And it doesn't take long. Homes stolen from their owners with simple paperwork. Over the last year, we've told you about the rise in property theft where documents are forged and properties are sold and sold again without the owner's knowledge. News 5's Clay Lepard explains who these thieves are targeting.
Here on East 114th Street in Cleveland,
I helped put the boards up to the window, and because I did maintenance work in there.
Ernest Jones made the effort to keep this home safe.
And when they say empty house, they would go in and they would tear the copper out, they would take the bathroom, mess the bathroom up. I mean, they would even take the windows out.
The home belongs to Priscilla Harris Norris.
Everybody knew her, you know, she was a nice lady.
This mother of 9 owned it, free and clear. But in March of this year, Priscilla Harris Norris sold that home, signing this deed document, even had it notarized, and gifting it to a company called Happy Home Hunters, LLC. Only problem, she died in 2014. If she passed away in 2014, who signed this?
That's a fraud. That's a fraud.
A surprise to her family, who thought they still owned the home long after their mother's death. We caught up with her daughter on the phone.
Immediately, I thought that, I didn't pay enough on the taxes, so they took the home and they sold it. But when I called the county, they said, no, that's not what happened. Your mother signed the home over to these people. And I'm thinking, that's not possible. She passed away in 2014.
But a simple notarized signature on the deed took generational wealth from the family. What about the notary who verified Priscilla Norris's signature? We tracked him down about an hour away in Kent.
Is that your signature?
That is not my signature.
Is that your stamp?
That is not my stamp.
When was the last time you notarized?
July of 2021.
He suspects his notarization was forged as well. News 5 found other recent property transfers using that same notary stamp. In fact, here are 5 signatures with the same notary, but only one, he says, is really his.
It was just like a criminal's playground.
This kind of fraud has been creeping up, says Brian O'Malley with Cuyahoga County, starting after the 2008 mortgage crisis.
Cleveland has been at the epicenter of the foreclosure crisis.
And now to a point where they're fielding about a call every week, where homes are being quickly sold and then sold again to turn a quick profit.
They want to get it in their name, and then they find a, quote, buyer to give them well under market value. And now you have 2 victims. You have the victim who really owns the property, doesn't know any of this went on, and the victim who just gave up their life savings thinking they're now a homeowner.
And right now, he and his team are stuck with what they can do about it.
Said, unfortunately, we do 50,000 transfers annually, and they're by no means handwriting experts. So all they can really do is confirm that it's a legitimate notary, they're licensed, and the license is current, and then they proceed with the document.
Clay Lepard, News 5.
So, who's behind this crime, and is there anything that can be done to prevent it? Tomorrow on News 5, Clay will introduce us to a brand new technology, first of its kind in the nation, about to be introduced right here in Northeast Ohio. It's set to help protect your home from property thieves on a whole new level.
We introduce you to a family who learned their mother somehow sold their family home 10 years after she died.
Of course, that didn't happen, but forged documents show just how easy it is to steal somebody's home.
Here's News 5's Clay Lepard with the deteriorating trust behind a signature.
It didn't make any sense. How could Priscilla Harris Norris sell her home and sign this document in March of this year when she died in 2014?
Well, I'm thinking, that's not possible.
That's wrong for them to take them people's property. Don't you know how hard that lady worked to pay that thing off?
So Priscilla's daughter started digging and learned that the company that now owns the property is run by a familiar face, Michael Prince, a name Tangi Harris looked up and found our News 5 investigation from last year.
He's accused of stealing not just Dr. Armstrong's property, but 19 properties across Cuyahoga County.
Police are still looking for Michael Prince, who pled guilty in 2023, but never showed up for his sentencing. up to 29 years in prison for theft and tampering with records. So how did nobody catch it? Major documents, like this one, must have a notary's approval to make sure it's the right person. But that's not what happened here. We found that notary who showed News 5 a signature he used for years that does not match the signature on this document.
Is that your signature?
That is not my signature.
Is that your stamp?
That is not my stamp.
When was the last time you notarized?
July of 2021.
And we've been telling you for years, notary stamps can be easily bought online without being properly verified.
We were curious if it was really that easy. It took us 4 minutes and was done entirely without the notary's knowledge.
You can still notarize a document the same way you did 100 years ago. So I think the technology hasn't really caught up with that process.
At Cuyahoga County, they've had enough of this kind of fraud.
It changes the whole dynamic.
In tandem with the government software company Numo, they are developing a two-factor authentication property alert, the first of its kind in the country, where property owners can sign up and opt in.
If a document is presented and with your name or with your property, your parcel number, you'll get an immediate email and text saying, is this you? We won't proceed until we get the response saying, yes, I did sign this document, you can proceed.
The goal is to roll out this software early next year. As for the Harris family, they're working with police to try and untangle this mess and save their family home.
I know it's going to be a lot of work to get it back. And it's sad that this man is preying on people. Some people may not have the wherewithal to fight, but I'm going to fight for it.
In Cleveland, Clay Lepard, News 5.
And we learned about this after someone saw our original story about stolen properties and reached out to us. So if there's something that you want us to cover, something to look into, call 216-431-3700 or email tips@wews.com.